There we go. All right, see if everybody can hear me and see me, and if anybody comes along for the ride, and then we'll just see what happens. I'll wait till I see some people on here, or I'll just talk to myself for an hour. Either way. Here we go. Yeah, here we go is right. Right on. Thanks, Global. Right on. 5x5. Cool. What's up? What's up, Florida? What's up, Ray? Hello. So what do you guys want to talk about? Talk to yourself in May? Yeah. I don't even know where May is. What is going on? I think we finally got some weather where we can get out of the house. We didn't have a brownout yesterday. I think that's a first this month. And I had a comment I was going to read out loud to you guys, but I decided against it. Come stop, brother. Good morning, Todd. Good morning. Yeah, old man is right. I'm just an old chunk of coal. Good morning, the Blue Knight. Rest in peace, John. Yeah, that's a shame. Actually, I heard that John was sick. John being a gentleman that lived out here for 35 years, and he was a regular on Every Man Has a Story. And someone had posted on Facebook that he had passed, and I had kind of heard rumblings of it, but here you take everything with a grain of salt. It's all till you hear it firsthand. So I was shocked because I think he was 86 and very well known, very well liked, always had a good time with him. He was awesome at remembering names, of all things. And he wore two hats, which is a whole other story. But I actually reposted on Facebook, a little memorandum about him. And I got a memo saying the family requests that we don't do that. And I thought, yeah, that was insensitive. I didn't know his family, so I immediately took it down. But I guess it's out there now. But John will be missed. And I have another friend that I've known since almost my first couple of weeks here. I have a friend of mine who's in the hospital, and we'll just say we're praying for him. Let's see, how you doing, brother? I'm here in Central Florida, Tampa area. Well, I understand the States is getting some weather. Out here we have weather. We got hot and hotter, and then we get rain or no rain. Those are the temperatures. You got the weather report from the Philippines. Thanks, man. You coming in clear? I'm still working on the audio issues on my videos. The last video I did, which was something about getting girls pissed off, I didn't get but one. I only had one complaint, but I was like, this close to the phone, and I had everything on full max volume. And then May and I went out yesterday trying to find a solution. And as usual, it was an Easter egg hunt. So we went to Robinson's and went to the Samsung store, and nobody knew how to help me because they didn't have text. They just had salespeople. So finally we found somebody that said there was a place by Evermall that I could take my phone. And I don't know, maybe it's me, maybe it's the settings, maybe it needs a cleaning. Maybe I just need, so anyway, I'm trying to get a diagnostic on it to find out why the audio is so funky, because it was fine when I first bought the phone and now it's not. So hopefully it just needs a cleaning or something. Or me being me, I probably hit a button that screwed the whole thing up. Good morning, dog. How are you doing today? I'm doing awesome. Really am. I'm looking forward to today because it's sunny outside, and man, I'll be able to get out, and we're gonna. What are we gonna do? We've got something planned. May's got something planned. Hey, what's going on, Chuck? It rains off and on, man, and up here where I live has its own weather system. So right now it's nice, bright, and sunny, and believe me, I'll tell you, it can change in an hour. So it's about 8 o'clock right now. We're going to try to keep this short because we're going to bug out about 9, and we're just going to do some. Like I said, we're going to try to get this phone thing figured out, and want to look at some furniture, some chairs rather, for our little YouTube studio. And then May's brother is going to come over on Sunday and help me because I ordered a bunch of soundproofing stuff like foam and pads and wall things and carpets and all that kind of shit. So we're going to try to deaden this room over here, void of light and sound. How do you like that? And then we'll be able to artificially light it and hopefully keep some of the exterior noise out when we do videos because it rains or the karaoke guy comes on and up the street. I got a karaoke guy. Yes, I have a karaoke guy. And it just interferes with what we're trying to do. And it's very frustrating because I tried to do an interview, or I did an interview with my neighbor, and we had to keep shutting it off and starting it all over again because the guy next to me decided to tune up his motorbike. So I guess noise pollution is my issue. Let's see, Panorama City. That's where I was raised for the first 9 years of my life. Do you think there's a need for an expat assisted living facility here? Well, it couldn't hurt. There's a lot of older guys out here, and yeah, the thing is that you can get a nurse in here to your own home, which is always more comfortable, for a relatively inexpensive amount of money, and they would be qualified, I suppose. And it's always better to be at home. But I imagine if you needed to have IVs or you're in the last stages of your life, that wouldn't be a bad idea because the hospitals can get expensive out here. So that's not a bad question. An expat assisted living facility. Give that some thought. Ask around. Good morning, baby. Perth, Australia. Ireland. I'm Irish, by the way. I'm doing just fine. What is the expected housing there after the Philippines opens? Man, I'll tell you what. I think I put a disclaimer on my last housing video or live stream. I think it's going to jack up. They've been building throughout this whole pandemic time. There's brand new apartments popping up. Not a ton, but enough to be noticeable. And there's been a lot of there's a fairly big exodus, if you will, of expats from here. It's down to more than half that I'm aware of are gone. And so when it does open up, I think that there will be lots of availability for a short period of time, depending on how many people come in, just supply and demand. And I think the prices will start to jack up too. Brother, I can't get out of the rat race fast enough. Hopefully it's open in about 7 or 8 months. Yeah, that's, I feel your pain for one thing. And I think your 7 or 8 months is spot on. Probably you can get here. Here I go again because I don't know what I'm talking about. And there's nothing official, but I'm thinking next year, early next year, if you do this and you do that. But I long for the days where all you had was the airport hassle and not 14 different apps saying you've been vaccinated or you've got a test and a quarantine and all that. Hillbilly, what's happening? But you're going to be a diamond. Yeah, I'm just an old chunk of coal, but I'll be a diamond one day. I love the video that baby made with you. Hearing my English is getting better. Thank you. Yeah, I've been working on it. Fine. Oh, cool. Thanks, man. How's New York City? You guys getting this nor'easter stuff, or is that just California? It's getting all the rain and stuff. Hi from the cold UK. Love watching you say hi, baby May. Oh, thank you very much. And I will say hi to her as soon as I figure out where she is. Probably doing a TikTok thing somewhere. Sad about John's passing. Yeah. Again, him and Mark had a bond, and he was one of the guys that originally agreed to go on Mark's channel, and then he had him on multiple times. So, and like it's just one of these guys that just. I was talking to Mark. Mark called me when it happened, and he got the news prior to me, of course, because they were close. But he was one of these guys that, even though he was in his 80s, I thought he was going to be around past me. He was just so vibrant and happy, and he ate real healthy. He didn't smoke. I don't think he drank. He loved to talk to people. He walked. It was just, he had the formula going, and he was making all these. He lived here 35 years, I think. So he knew all these little medicinal deals and vitamins, and bark off a tree would boil and it would be some sort of deal. And he was just healthy as a horse. And then just boom. I'm not even sure what he passed from. I heard that he went in with pneumonia. And then I also heard that he broke his hip. See, that's what the thing is, that you get this third-hand information. So I really honestly don't know what it was. I don't know if he broke his hip and then went into the hospital, or if he had pneumonia and it killed him. I don't know, but it's thank you very much. To be honest with you, he was more of an acquaintance than a friend. We were friendly, and he was actually, I've been thinking about him for the last 24 hours. He's actually one of the first guys I chatted up my first month here. He just came and sat down with me one day and started just telling tales, and I've known him ever since, but we've never like sponsored a lunch or anything together. Mark was a lot closer with him. Good morning. We're doing good, man. Yes, and away we go. It's funny is I was chatting with this young man yesterday, and I had a comment that I was going to share with you, but I'll give you a gist of it. Is we've had nothing but, I should say nothing, but I think today is the 26th. We've had at least 20 days this month of brownouts, and some of them last for 5 minutes, and some of them last for 5 hours, and some of them last for 12 hours. And I was chatting with our friend Biff here on the phone yesterday, and I've been trying to talk to him for like 10 days. And he would say, "Can I call you now?" And I'd say, "Yeah, sure, let's do it." And then boom, out goes the power. And then one day I was going to send him a message, and just I was going to say, "Hey, let's talk now," and the power went out. Then I had another guy, and so I've been going through and so anyway, we eventually had an opportunity to talk, and we got cut off because the power stayed on, but the internet went out. But every time I talk to Biff, I walk away just a little more informed and a lot smarter. Always fun. This is the guy that I want to sit down with face to face and spend like 4 hours. Just, he's one of these. Biff is a guy that when he always has something to say, and it's always been informative and interesting and concise and to the point. And it's just one of those deals where you feel like when you walk away, I feel like when I leave the conversation that I actually gain something. It's like listening to not a motivational speech or anything like that, but just someone that's very smart, very intellectual, and doesn't flaunt it, but uses it properly. And let's see, here today, gone tomorrow. Make the best of it while you're here. Topic? We don't have any real topic. What kind of topic can we have? It's up to you guys. Pick a topic. The Good Morning Shoe video. Which one was that? Good morning. Oh, the one where she had the shoe on her head. I still don't understand what that's all about. She does these things when I leave the house and I come home to them. Hey, China Dave, you're in Cali, right? Yeah, getting rain. I heard there was a San Francisco area, Sacramento area. They're getting hammered because they had the fires, and now they're getting landslides. Let's see. John was a cool old dude. Have a lot of knowledge and wisdom. Period. He will be greatly missed. Amen to that. Try to keep dry, China Dave. How are you keeping? See, you guys are friends. Good morning. Oklahoma. Who is it I know from Oklahoma out here? It'll come to me. Black pink in your area. Black pink in your area. What's that mean? Okay, Love May's shirt in your last stream. You guys are awesome. What shirt was she wearing? Black pink in your area. Well, thanks, Sean. I'm sorry, I don't understand what black pink in your area means. Let's see. Hi, Paul. Jealous of your location. I'm in central Canada, and yeah. I never did snow. I always lived in Nevada or California. I visited snow, and but boy, am I glad I don't have to get out. I've never had to get out and shovel snow or deal with black ice or put chains on my tires. God bless you. You're looking healthier lately, mate. Any changes in what you're doing? I'm eating once a day, and I've quit all sugar. So I'm fasting about 18 to 24 hours intermittently, if that makes any sense. So I try to eat every meal at about between 3 and 5 o'clock, and it's all protein. So I think I dropped 10 pounds in 2 weeks, and then I haven't lost a pound since. So that was on the 1st of this month, 26 days ago. And in 14 days, I lost 10 pounds. And in the 12 days after that, I haven't lost an ounce. But here's what it is. Let's see. There we go. Yeah, let's all send some sunshine out to Northern California. Hey, Paul, in the Philippines is going to be with 5G cell service there like they are doing in the USA. Doing it with just wondering is all. I've got a 5G phone. That's a good question. See, I'm the least technical guy on the planet. It'll get here if it's not. On the Today with Baby May video, I was screaming, danger, 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 when May asked, who has the best attitude? The only answer is you. After 3 years, she's still interrogating me. She does have the best attitude. That's really what it boils down to is attitude, isn't it? Attitude, outlook. I mean, looks come and go and all that kind of stuff. But if you guys aren't, I shouldn't say you, if I'm not synced in with someone's attitude and sense of humor and their outlook and just general personality, what's the point? So yeah, she's insecure about it. I don't know why. Everybody's chatting amongst themselves. That's good. I hope I make it to 86 and I die. Everybody says I am shocked he died. What? Everybody says I'm not shocked he died. I expected that 10 years ago. I'm not quite sure I'm following you, OC. Let's see. Rainy season here in Oregon. Lots of snow in all the mountain ranges around here. Alex, no. Hey, it's good to see you, buddy. Thanks for coming along. We won't make it forever. I just thought I'd come on and say hi. I need to get laid. Hook it up with some meat. Let's keep it a little cleaner than that. Sorry about calling you baby. Auto text. It's all good. Yeah. Go on Mark's channel. You can check out John. I think he made a playlist with him. Tim H, the unfortunate thing about the rat race is that the rats almost always win. That's the truth. Yeah, he was. He was just one of these kind of like iconic figures that everybody knew and liked. Nobody disliked John, and he always had a kind word, and he did nice things. He rescued animals. Was married. Never met his wife, but he used to hang out with people 30 years younger than him. It's the same habit my father has. He always hangs out with people that are about 30 or 40 years younger. I'm doing well, Larry. Thank you so much. I hope you're doing good too. Thank you, Craig. Blessings to all of you. Domesticated rats, aka domesticated rats. Good morning, everyone. What's going on here? This thing jumped on me. You know what happens when things jump on me, kids? I get lost. Here we go. All right. Hey, Paul, I'm selling my house in Valencia. Are you interested in making a video of my house? Sure. Yeah. Just, are we friends on Facebook? Hit me up. Be happy to do that for you. When can I come over and have coffee? Anytime you like. In fact, people drop in all the time. People are walking by that. I had a couple the other day, about a week ago. They were walking by and they waved and said, "Hey, Paul." I didn't know who they were, but they said, "We watch your channel." I said, "Well, come on in." We sat down and shot the shit for a while. Hello, sir, from Vancouver, British Columbia. You're one person I think is truly being his humble self as a YouTuber. Love it. All the best to me and yourself. Well, thank you very much, Carrie. We do our best to try to just be ourselves. Paul, did you actually know John also and talk with him in person sometimes? I really like that guy. Reminded me of some relatives in Boston. I did. I chatted with John whenever I saw him. He was one of the, I mentioned earlier, he was one of the first guys that approached me and sat down when I was brand new here. I was maybe a month into my journey, and I was at Bo's Coffee at Robinson's Mall, sitting down, and he just said, "Do you mind if I join you?" And I said, "Not at all." And he started telling me these funny stories about how many times he'd been married. And I just immediately liked him. And then he just said, "Okay, well, I got to go." And that was it. But he lived up here, and I didn't see much of him after that for about a year until I moved up to Valencia. And that's where he lives. And then I would bump into him, and we would, every time we saw him, we'd stop and have a 10-minute, go around. Hello. Never was a problem before when Norco ran the distribution system. I started hearing about this new grid authority. I haven't heard about the new grid authority. Shows you what I know. But staying in touch here at the electricity has been a chore. Trying to keep up with comments on videos has been a chore. I had a guy get real snarky with me because May and I both have fallen way behind on comments. You go sit down at the computer, for example, and you go to do comments. And sometimes whenever I do a video by myself, I don't put any leash on the comments. Guys can say whatever they want to say. I don't give a shit. But if I have like a female guest or someone that doesn't deserve to get beat up for no reason because they have, maybe something different about them, I review the comments. And not for me, but for them. There's no point in letting some person that just came on the little channel tell you their story or whatever and they read the comments, in other words. And especially women are sensitive to that. Gossip is the number one thing out here. So I filter those. That being said, it's a lot easier for me to just keep up when I do a talking head video because I don't filter anything. It just comes through and I just heart it or reply to it or try to answer a question. And I realized I've gotten, there's questions. I had a real popular video about this house and it got over, I don't know, 700 or 800 comments that I'm still weeding through. And then the lights go out. So I had this guy say, hey, thanks a lot for contacting me a month later. He goes, if I had sent you money, would you have responded faster? And I haven't responded yet, but I was thinking about saying, I'll let you know in another month. I don't know where the money thing came from. Hey, Cleveland, what's going on? The best topic is no topic. I like to just freewheel it, just go off the top of our heads, let you guys kind of ask questions and make statements or comments, and then we just run with them. Good morning from Quebec, Canada. Coming your way soon, I hope. I bet you a lot of you guys are going to be here sooner than later, I think. Blackpink is K-pop. Oh, okay. May was wearing one of those shirts. Okay. All right. I'm with you, brother. Thanks for clarifying that. Who the frig's K-pop? If it's not from the 70s, I don't know what anybody is anymore. But RAM is on my desk to upload to edit videos. Asking if I'm going to start producing some content, hiking vlogs. Actually, I don't do any uploading on my computer at all. It's all done from my phone. So I have this phone that's awesome. It's really lousy with the audio, apparently. But it's awesome as far as uploading because it's got a Snapdragon processor in it, which is super fast. And we have really good internet here at our home until it goes out for a while and then comes back on. But when it's on, the upload, download on it's remarkable compared to what I've had before. So if I do a video, I'll do a video and I'll talk for 15 or 20 minutes just to say it's a talking head video. And then I play it back for a few minutes to see if I can hear myself. And on my end, it always sounds okay. So anyway, and then I just hit upload. And then the next process in this whole dealio is for me to put a thumbnail on it, a picture with a caption. And so usually I just say, hey, May, take a picture. So the whole deal with me making a video takes about an hour. Let's say hi, Paul, Woodlands, Texas. Your diet has been doing you good. Well, thanks. I didn't know it was even noticeable. May's always yapping about it, but I don't really see or feel any different other than it's easier. Actually, I do feel a difference. It's easier for me to stand up and get down and walk. You're not dragging that 10 pounds. 10 pounds is a lot of weight. But I'd like to get down about another 20 almost. I need to lose about another 20 pounds. See how that goes. Yeah, man. You know what? That's the God's truth is I have a real problem with sweets. I have a sweet tooth and I get, what would be the word? I don't know what it is. Obsessed maybe. I can't eat just one donut. If I buy a dozen donuts, I'll eat 3 donuts and I'm almost full, but I'll still eat another one just because it tastes good. And it's just, you're right, it's poison. I feel like shit after I've eaten sugar. I cannot eat, I know this is boring, but I cannot eat carbohydrates like bread or pancakes, especially with maple syrup or anything on it, in the morning. My blood sugar just drops like a stone within an hour, and I start getting weak, and I start having to eat to level out my blood sugar. It messes up my insulin. So in the morning, I rarely eat. I usually don't eat until about 11 o'clock. And then it needs to be bacon, eggs, some kind of protein. Now, I'm just not eating until between 3 and 5 every day. May makes protein. I have sausage. We picked up a couple of steaks that we found randomly, and some ham. And what else? Oh, I had her hard boil some eggs for me, and sometimes I'll just eat eggs and a couple slices of cheese. And it's simple. It's simple once you get past the initial week. You can't know what. Yeah, that's K-pop. You know. I'm going to keep that in the back of my mind, though. Like when I interview some old guy, I'm going to say, "So, what do you think of K-pop?" Do you know how it works? Let's see. Do you know how it works when sending things to the Philippines? Is there a customs tax due? And can I pay it ahead of time from the U.S.? Sending things here via mail, for example, is a 2 or 3 month process. So if you wrote me a letter, put a stamp on it, and mailed it to me through the U.S. Postal Service, I wouldn't get it for months. And now they got this shipping thing backlogged. May and I have ordered 2 or 3 things for her, swimwear, of course, from Shopee and Lazada, and half those orders have been canceled because of the shipping. But to answer your question, you don't pay any tax or tariffs if you send me a box or anybody a box. Ballot buy-in boxes are what's used by a lot of people to send their goods over here prior to arriving or after they arrive. So no, to answer your question, it's really pretty simple. Let's say you're sending your girlfriend a cell phone in a box and you want to send it over via whatever method. There won't be any tariffs or anything like that once it arrives. It would be all collected up front. Oh yeah. You see the ideas I have I was looking at stuff because I want to do, well, I'll just keep it to myself. Let's see, I do fasting 24 hours and sometimes 48 hours. I lost 120 pounds so far and I have great blood test results. I also eat carnivore. Well, that's what I'm following, but you're doing a lot better job than I am. On what is this, October 1st, I fasted the entire day to kickstart things. And then I went to one meal. And I jiggy-jacked around with the timing of the meals. And I just found that 3 to 5 is the best window for me, simply because that's when we're always home. We're always home by 3 o'clock. And I can eat my food. But I actually take May out to lunch whenever we go out because she wants, she needs rice. So we went to Robinson's yesterday and she went to a place called Mang in Assault, got 1 piece of chicken and 4 servings of rice. Yeah. Way to go, Paul. You cut out that sugar and carbs. Stay in the Philippines and you won't ever have to think about putting chains on your tires. Amen to both, all that. Thanks, man. Do you trust the chicken, pork from the local open market? Yes and no. If you get there early in the morning, I think you're cool. I don't buy meat at the open market, to be honest with you. I used to. When I was single and it was here in Valencia and I wanted some chicken or whatever, I would buy it and I never got sick from it. Ever. I've never had food poisoning here. I've had water poisoning. I'm not a big proponent of unbottled water. I don't use the tap water out of our sink. We have bottled water. And I think May drank it one time and she got diarrhea for like 4 days. She's a local. So, but to answer your question, early in the morning, you get there when they open, everything's pretty fresh. But, they're doing this with these deals to bat the flies away. And I don't know how long that pork and chicken and fish has been sitting out. And it's not refrigerated. Sometimes they got ice, but That's all go for. Oh man, I'll tell you, it's not just one, Craig. They got a group. I told May, I said, we're gonna have to start looking for another place. So I won't do it till after the first of the year because there's too much that might happen. In other words, I don't want to be in the middle of a move again. And I might be shooting back to the States if things open up and then coming back. So I got to leave May here by herself, but I think if I go, she'll bring her sister over. I'll want her living here alone. And I wouldn't be gone more than a month anyway. Yeah. Hi from the Port Orange, Florida area. I am coming out there to live as soon as the country opens. Thank you for all your great blogs. Well, thank you very much, Keith. Appreciate that. I look forward to you coming out. From the Arctic Circle, prices are rising in Europe. Shortages of goods. There are not enough containers. China's become a plug in the system. What about your place? Well, yeah, I'm feeling the pinch too. And welcome to the word out of stock. I'm not throwing that in your face, but I don't know if it's exaggerated or not. I don't really believe the news, but I see empty shelves in stores that they had on NBC or something like that. I only get NBC, Fox, and CNN. That's all I can get. Where was I? We ordered some swimwear, aka bikinis, or May did, and I think she ordered 5, and 2 or 3 of them got canceled because they just said we can't get it out of the warehouse. Oh, I have lost almost 40 pounds by fasting daily in the last 8 months. Interesting. What happens to me is I did this a couple of years ago, the same diet. And then, of course, I just let that go. When COVID hit, I got off it, and just say. It was like too boring. We'd sit around the house all day. Every now and then we'd escape, but food's like the comfort thing you go to when you're bored. I do. Or watching TV. So I don't own TV anymore. I just watch stuff on YouTube. But what was I saying? I seem to plateau. Last time I did this, I lost 20 pounds really quick, and then I couldn't lose another ounce. This time around, I've lost 10 pounds and can't lose anymore. So I told May that 1st of November, I'll do another full-blown fast, and then I'm just going to walk 10 minutes in one direction and come back 20 minutes total uphill. 10 minutes uphill, 10 minutes downhill, and just start kicking it in. I know the drill, but it's me actually pulling it off and doing it. It's 2 different things. Where did I get lost at? Here I am. The garden got the shit kicked out of it by the rain. May's peanuts are doing good, but my watermelons are barely hanging on because they're in a different spot, and I put them in direct sunlight, and today we got direct sunlight. So my poor little watermelons, they're trying to stay alive, but they keep getting drowned. I mean, we get rain, man. It's every day this month we've had rain. May and I came home last night or yesterday, I think around 3:00, feeding time, and it was just starting to sprinkle. And we got in the house, and 5 minutes later, it was like a typhoon was coming through. And that lasted about 10 minutes. So we got lucky there, or else we would have been drenched. Let's see, where we're at. I didn't realize there were so many fellow Oregonians here. Florida's in the house. Well, Jose, welcome in. Hey, Ron, I'm fine, buddy. Thanks. All right, Lake Placid, Florida's in the house. Paul, what's with smoking cigarettes in the Philippines in your videos and other expats I watch? I don't really recall ever seeing any of someone smoking. I smoke. I'm a smoker. I don't, I try not to smoke in my videos because it's a bad example. So one of my heroes is Arnold Palmer, the golfer. And Arnold Palmer was watching, this is a story from his book. Arnold Palmer, the golfer, was a heavy smoker, and he was a heavy winner on the tour, and probably the most popular golfer before Tiger Woods came along. Um, anyway, he said he saw himself smoking on a replay and thought it set a bad example for kids, and so he quit smoking and never won another tournament after that. But so when I smoke, but I try to smoke off camera. It just doesn't look right. I know other guys sit on their vlogs and smoke and drink and all that kind of stuff. I'll have my coffee. But smoking cigarettes is my biggest regret. And if you think I haven't tried to quit, you're wrong. And I would say that probably 80% of all people smoking have tried thousands of times and have failed. We'll see what the future brings on that. Living there will give you a great amount of introspection on how unpredictable things can be over there, like power, water, etc. I was thinking about that very thought, Craig, this morning. And I've gone through kind of a mental phase with that whole power interruption. At first, it took me by surprise. The first time it happened, kind of scared me a little bit. I didn't really know what was going on. And then I got schooled, and then it would happen now and then, and it would frustrate me. And then this month, and ever since I moved up to this house, this area called Apalong, so Barangay, is becoming blackout central, brownout central. They keep replacing wires. They're doing stuff. I understand. But somebody said something I watched Jordan Peterson a lot. And he said something unrelated to brownouts, but he said, what would your grandfather say? Or how hard was life for your grandfather? And that's something that's one of those sayings that just stuck in my head. And I thought, let's try to embrace that. There was no electricity when my grandfather or great-grandfather was alive. May lived without electricity for the first 15 years of her life. They just used fire. So buck up is what I tell myself when the lights go out. I'm really digging the orange curtains. Well, they're orange now because there's light behind them, but they're actually bright Chinese red. Wait till you see what we got figured out for the studio. But is Gary coming back on the show? Probably never. He's in Thailand right now. And I was grinding him about a month ago to come back on the show. And he just said, no, I don't think I want to. And I said, okay. I'd love to have him on. Are they currently still allowing ballot buy-in boxes? I haven't heard anything that they're not, but I would imagine that if you shipped one today, it usually took, I think it takes 3 or 4 months, 2 to 4 months to get a ballot buy-in box from the States to here. You might have to double that now. I mean, I don't know that, but just from what I'm hearing about this shipping plug cork, if you will, it's going to take a lot longer. How do you handle May's extra libido? Are you the guy that made the other comment? How does she handle mine is the question. Do you wear slippers a lot or shoes? Slippers. I'm barefoot 50% of the time. Only when I go outside do I wear slippers, and only when I ride the scooter do I wear shoes. I hope I hope to be there sooner than later too, unless, yeah. But you know what, man? This The only thing that shocks me is they haven't come out with another variant already, or another variant hasn't come out. Sounds like it's getting under control as far as the COVID reporting of cases, at least in the States. Here, the cases reportedly have gone up, but we'll see what happens. Sheesh. How you handle your... Yeah. Forgot to say this was, for the adults. You ever listen to Jordan Peterson all the time? If not, you might consider tuning in to some of his talks. You'll find his mind is going stale. He's good brain food. I just said that, buddy. Tater salad. I love Jordan Peterson. I have to watch him 2 or 3 times because he uses a lot of words that I've never heard before or don't understand. So he'll talk about postmodernism or something like that. I go, what the hell is that? So then I got to Google what that is so I can continue with the video. But again, it's one of those deals where you walk away smarter than when you walked in. And it's great. He's great as far as framing a debate. But he's got that candle power, and he can rely on all of this knowledge and all of these facts that he can just pull out of his mental library. It's one of those attributes I wish I had. Cravings. Yeah, cravings. Have you tried intermittent fasting? Yep, I cannot keep the sweet stuff in the house. Yeah, I'm doing that right now, Chaz. And I don't have anything sweet in the house, except for Gatorade. And I almost broke down the other day because I was super thirsty. And I don't like Gatorade because it's got a lot of salt in it. And there's a story behind Gatorade in my past. But anyway, I just had water instead. I was a good boy. Sugar fix. I, honest to God, don't want a sugar fix now. It's interesting. It's been 26 days. I haven't had any sugar or carbs. No milk in my coffee. And the first week, you do kind of Jones a little bit. I did. Jonesed a little bit.